Yeah, let me check the time chart. Yeah. So freaking true. Yeah, no, it is just Tama that needs to be done. Yeah. What was I about to say? I don't remember. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Still, if I was going to get my hands on that necklace, I had to take the chance that this job would pay out. I doubt we're going to be able to sell a single bottle of this crap, Tree whispers in my ear. I'll just have to do the best I can, I say. I say it more to myself than anyone else. Once again, I ask myself, why am I in such a rush to get at this necklace anyway? I honestly don't know. It's the strangest thing. I try my hardest to think of a reason, but all I get is a dull, aching throb at the back of my head. It's the same pain I felt earlier. As if I'd gotten a good bonk on the head or something. Is it because I shook my head wrong? Wait, what? Oh, huh? Okay, I could have finished that last stream, bruh. I could have finished that last stream. Alright, well, I guess we'll head into the next hour. Wait, the best character is coming up. It's gonna be so cute. Bruh, my legs are so itchy because I had to get a biopsy on my legs to see if I had cancer because my skin was messed up. I guess. I don't know what was going on there, but it's made my legs so freaking itchy. I'll find out eventually though. Let's see, who do I start with? Like, they cut giant freaking holes in my legs. Freaking 144p Achi. Damn, rest in peace. That's gotta be not great. Yeah. Kazuma Kiryu reference? No, I don't know how likely it is. But, yeah. Like, I was a dermatologist and they were like, yeah, looks a little odd. So they cut giant holes out of my skin. And I guess I'll find out. But, hopefully. They said they'd take like a week or two to respond. Like, bro, could you tell me right now? Anyway, who are we running? Thomas just ended, bro. Definitely could have finished that last stream. Yeah, me too. Archie, yeah, let's do it. Oh, he's so tough. Wait, is this song kind of... Wait, what? Wait, why? Oh, to sell more copies of the definitive edition, is that why? Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, the rest of the message cut off. But I'm reading it now. That freaking sucks, bro. How much is the director's cut? This song's kind of good. Yakuza 0 is like... Let me peep this real quick. Yakuza 0 is like... Because I've been trying to put my friends on Yakuza 0 because it's like the good one. Like 60 bucks. Oh, it's not even out on PlayStation? Huh. Damn. Well. Yeah, for real. Achi, he told me he scampered through the back roads along Center Guy. Yeah. I think it's like December 8th or something. Not that I'm gonna get it, bruh. I already played it. White sneaker. Why are they even remastering it? White sneakers and pumps slapping on the pavement. Achi kept his eyes peeled, continually checking ahead and behind as they darted through the gaps between the buildings. Finally, they stopped in a narrow alley. There's no way he'll find us here. No one knows about this place. He's gonna turn around, he's gonna be right there, but he took another look around, then let out a sigh of relief. It seemed they managed to shake the gunman for now. Damn. Spectacular way to celebrate, bruh. Back when Achi was at SOS. Yeah, we already know what that is, bruh. He had come through Center Guy practically every day. The gang had started out as little as more than a group of local teens. Where is... What? Yeah, no way he's finding this shit, bro. Where is this? They didn't do much in particular, just horsing around and killing time. What matters with that was that they were having fun. But it wasn't long before it was all fun and games. It wasn't all fun. Achi couldn't help but notice the slobs who were making up a mess of Shibuya, dirtying it all up. He wasn't about them to let them get away with it. Why is he so freaking locked in on cleaning, bruh? Most frequently, it was folks who tossed cigarette butts on the street of plaster balls and graffiti. When they didn't respond to his more gentle warnings, he found slightly more forceful ways of getting his point across. SOS got a reputation. Street punks started trying to pick fights with its members. Those guys required a bit more force. And when it came to the worst of the lot, drug dealers, muggers, well, he should join Avalanche, bruh. The guys who tried to force themselves on, it was full on battle. Fair enough, bro. Those last ones you can destroy. Did you see they updated Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to change one of the dialogue lines? Because, like when Barrett is talking to, whoever the guy, his buddy, his old friend, who went crazy, when he was talking to him, yeah, because like I saw the change, and it was like Final Fantasy change, and he's like, think of your daughter, and it was changed to like, think of the people, and I was like, what could possibly be wrong with that? But yeah, I guess continuity. She wasn't born at the time, so that's fair enough. But it also comes to reason that if they hired him to voice that line, that probably means they're doing part 3 voice right now. Before long, SOS had established itself as something of a vigilante corpse. I don't know. I don't remember how to pronounce that. Core. I don't. Soon it became. Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, no, they probably are. But then, come to think of it, Rebirth came out last year. I get almost 2 years ago at this point. So yeah, maybe in like a year. Yeah, I don't freaking. Soon it became known as one of the biggest gangs. Okay, yeah, I need to stop getting distracted so I can actually make some progress on this game. Let's lay low here for a bit and see what happens. The alley where they hid was a dimly lit chasm. The chasm! Genshin! Obscuring them from view. The only problem was now figuring out what to do next. They needed to find that blue van. Oh, I forgot about the blue van. Which meant figuring out the best way to get back to Dagenzaka without the man with the cane catching them. It's... Achi? He told me, whispered. Huh? I think I can handle myself from here. No, he told me! Ah, no, don't do it! She got to her feet and gave Achi a deep bow. Don't do it! Whoa! What, you're still on the grind? Damn. Achi held up a hand. We've been over this already. Albedo's getting buffed? Yo! My goat. You're not gonna be okay. That guy has a gun. If you let her go up against that assassin alone, he might as well be the one to pull the trigger himself. What? Damn. I've been playing so much Hades too. That's what I've been grinding. I cannot stop. Thank you. But I've been really busy with school too. I just finished writing 22 pages for my freaking bum-ass paper. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Hitomi continued as if she hadn't heard him. She started to shuffle out of the alleyway. Hey, what did I just say? Really, Achi, I appreciate your concern, but I can't in good conscience put you in danger anymore. But, I mean... Achi tried to press the point, but Hitomi cut him off. Yeah, school's so buns, bruh. There's no good reason for you to risk yourself to keep helping me. What? What about the Huz? Ooh, what should I do? Oh, damn, that sounds kind of fun. I wish I had friends that played fighting games. Refuse to back down or let her go? I refuse to back down. Look, I want to help people who are in trouble. What's so wrong with that? Huh? He locked eyes with Hitomi, willing to understand. I'm not the most dependable guy. But still. Hitomi dropped her gaze, and as she trailed off, feeling like an idiot. Oh, it's no use, I'm no use. He hung his head with a sigh. I want to play Street Fighter 6 some more. I need to get back on the grind. Just then a bit of light shone into the alleyway from above. Uh-oh. It looked like someone... Oh, I can't jump yet. On the adjacent building's upper floor had turned on the lights. The light illuminated Hitomi's face. When Achi saw the look in his eyes, he reconsidered. She was terrified. No way he was letting her go back out there. Still, if he tried to insist, she would only refuse. You told me? Humor me. Tell me what's the proper way to dispose of a plastic bottle? What? Sorry, I'm eating a granola bar. She stared at him in surprise. Well, first you moved the cap. Jinxie ass clip farming, bro. And the wrapper. What? Oh. Then you rinse out the inside and crush it. Now she let out the breath. Okay, good. What? I don't understand what's good. Bro, what is he doing? You gave me my reason why I have to help you out. I super respect people who respect the environment. Bro, he's gotta chill out a little bit. He's really not helping her case, I think, of... I'm one of those, whatchamacallits, environmentalists. Achi pointed at his mean and clean t-shirt. Yeah, bro, it's like... This has gotta be making her uncomfortable. And what was your plan if I'd said the answer was to toss the plastic with the trash? Well, then I need to stick around to help teach you. This is the ultimate environmentalist, bro. Holy moly. Achi's so locked into cleaning shit up, bro. Well then, environmental awareness begins with good education. Like, what the f- That dude's so... So then, you're gonna tag along with me regardless. Look, I'm just super pumped to learn that you care so much about recycling. What the freak is this dude about? No, there wasn't. There was an entomologist, bugs and shit. I don't... But, okay then, okay. If you're really sure about it, bro, they better kiss at the end of this game. I don't remember a lot about this game. Except, his game is pretty bad. Like, this is not how you... Korekiyo was an anthropologist. Entomologist was Gonta. But anyway, yeah, this isn't the method to talk to girls. Don't bring them into alleys and then do whatever he's doing right now. He's got a bit to learn, I think. If you're really that sure about it, I guess we could use your help a little longer. Yeah, for real. He told me, flashing a little smile. Man, she's so cute. Bro, you gotta, like, back up a little bit. Wait, what the hell? Then something else caught his eye. Huh? What's that? wait, shit. Get the adjust. That shit is magnificent. It looked like something something black was stuck to the top of her head. Actually, what are you staring at? You've got something stuck there. What, on my head? Without thinking, Hitomi reached up and picked it off. It was about 10 centimeters long. Its body had glistening black sporting feelers and several pairs of legs. Ah, it's a cockroach! It's a cockroach! He jumped backward, but Hitomi didn't flinch. Really sorry. That gave me a bit of a start. Guess it must have fallen from one of the windows up there. Still, Hitomi did not move. Hitomi? She didn't hear him. Hitomi? Ooh. With a muffled gurgle, Hitomi passed out on the spot. Her body as stiff as a mannequin. What? Are you okay? Hitomi! Bro. The cockroach killed her. What the hell? But no matter how loudly Hachi called to her, she would not come to. Wait, you just left? She died? From that day onward, Hachi devoted more of his time and energy to collecting trash. She died, bruh! Oh my... It became his personal passion to see that his city was a clean one, devoid of cockroaches. That was the mandate he had been handed, or if nothing else, his atonement. Bro... She freaking died! The cut to her in heaven, bro... I was joking at first, but she actually died? What the hell? From a cockroach? Holy shit, bro. That's so funny. Alright, well, damn. We gotta do Kano next, because he's got, like... I was joking that the cockroach killed her, but she for real... That she passed away. What the hell? Oh my gosh. I'm glad I've forgotten a lot of this game, because I don't think I've played it in, like 7 years. 8 around. It's been so long. But yeah, she died. Damn. Kano had been watching Syndicate member hand off the attaché case for an hour and a half. He still had no idea where this relay might be headed. The man was tailing now. Yeah, this game came out in 2008. It's almost 20 years old now. The man he was tailing now was about 10 meters away, but I think I played it in 2018. I did play it in 2018. Close enough that Kano could close the distance and apprehend him at a moment's notice, but his orders remained the same. Follow and observe. He watched as the case was handed off once more. Which means freaking Hachi is probably Unk now, bruh. By now, the shock of seeing it pass to yet another accomplice had worn off. Except, the new game these guys are making, they're using a lot of the same actors, like Minorikawa and Osawa. Actually, I think the actor playing Osawa, like, made the game. Or, like, wrote the story. It's already been 90 minutes, huh? Or, like, the director. I don't know if Kano's coming back. It was Sasayama at some point. He crept up on Kano from behind. It's MS always... They don't seem like they're trying to get away at all, Kano said. They're just walking. What could they be up to? Sasayama shrugged. Yeah, it's weird. Kano recalled his dick-dumb. Just the same actors. Kind of like Quentin Tarantino films, you know, when they all just got freaking the same 5 actors, but different. the more irrelevant something seen. Okay, yeah. What the hell? 3D render of the case? If Tatano's wisdom held true, the Syndicate must have some reason for what it was doing. It does look pretty fire. Like, it's set in Shibuya again. I don't... Maybe it is New York. I don't know. I don't know too much because there's nothing in English about the game. And there's hardly anything in Japanese. Like, the game is so obscure. But the UI looks kind of fire. It kind of looks like Persona 5 AI, but like blue. AI UI. Were they trying to throw the investigators off their scent? No, that couldn't be it. They were wandering in circles, staying right in the same area. They were just running up the clock. What if that's exactly what they were after? Buying time. Kind of felt a sudden conviction that he was on the right track. If they needed more time to make sure they got their hands on the ransom payment. Wait, hold on. Could it be that? What do we think, gang? Oh. This might come to the same conclusion, right? Both of these are that the case doesn't have money. Or I'll just pick any. Could it be the real case has already been switched out? Made a certain amount of sense. By handing the case off to one accomplice after another, they were leading the detectives to pay more attention to the individuals than the case itself. That could enable them to swap the case while all the focus was elsewhere. Connor shared his hunch with Sasayama. I see. I mean, it is a possibility. Yeah, we might be following the wrong case. There's palpable tension in the air now. Kano? Sasayama said. You gotta report into Kuze. On it. Holy shit. Yakuza. Kano's hand flashed to his wireless. But Kuze was dismissive. No, that's the case, I assure you. No offense, sir, but how can you be sure? Kuze sighed. Because that's my job. There's an ID tag in that case that allows us to keep tabs on it. There's no way these crooks could have whipped up a duplicate. ID tag? What ID tag? Wait, no, that's right. Kano had forgotten all about that detail in the wake of his all-nighter. Oh, right. Don't you oh-right me. Clearly you weren't hired for your brains. Focus on what you're good at. For real, he's so tough. Kuze ended the call. Still, Kano couldn't shake his conviction that the something was off. Okay, maybe it was the money. The man with the attaché case made his way back to Shibuya Station. The heck? Sasayama grumbled. He's right back where we started. Kano felt his frustration growing. For real. Oh yeah, true, I forgot, yeah. It honestly looked like the Syndicate was just randomly lugging the case around. Near Shibuya Station, a girl approached the suspect. She was Japanese, and entirely unlike any of the criminal accomplices. She spoke to the man while showing him something on a notepad. He glanced at the pad but did not slow down. With the moments he had left behind. It looked like she just passed him a message. Oh, that's sure fishy, Sasayama muttered. What? The girl? Asked Kano. Yeah. Wanna go hit her up? What? Sasayama could only mean one thing, questioning her. Right. She can't be involved. Sasayama flashed him a spectacle look. Don't let your preconceptions get the better of you. Could get you killed. I know that, but still, she doesn't come across as involved to me. She looks... What is she even doing? Kano knew better than to judge people based on appearance, but he was still convinced the girl wasn't part of this gang. She struck him as far too well. Yeah, for real. Don't hit her up, bro. What's your dad gonna think, too? Kano's girlfriend's dad, bro. Oh. Alright. I'll go look into this girl, Sasayama said. True, but the dick dumb. You keep following the case. The man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at the intersection. It occurred to Kano that all the criminals who had been handling the attaché case had been wearing one black cloth. What? The same black clothing. I don't know why I said one. They're not all wearing the same shit. The fact made the whole situation even weirder. Could they really be ignorant that they were being followed? Well, they were all wearing the same eye-catching outfit. It was more like they were going out of their way to make sure the investigation spotted them. That still didn't provide any clues as to what they were after, though. The longer Kano kept telling these guys, the less it made sense. Was it really such a good idea to keep this up? Someone's life was in danger, and they were just letting the kidnappers carry out their plan, whatever it was. The very first page of the Dick Diary spelled things loud and clear. Let's see what number 1 is. I can't read that. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect, ever. Lock in. Right now, the single most important thing was ensuring the hostage's safety. This was a situation where Tatano would have stuck to his guns for sure. Kano thought back to that day 3 years ago. A burglar had shut himself in the financial office and doused the place in gasoline. Kano had just been put on police box duty because his box was down the street of the standoff. Several officers had surrounded the building, keeping close. The suspect was shouting nonsense through the entrance. Things were getting heated. A crowd of armed onlookers had started to form as well. "Step aside," a voice said. A middle-aged man in a rumpled business suit had approached Kano as he hovered nervously. "I'm sorry, sir. You have to stay back for your own safety." He attempted to usher the man back into the crowd. A no-nonsense look crossed the newcomer's face. "I'm Detective Tatano from the Shibuya precinct." "What's the situation?" "Oh, sir, I'm sorry. Yes, of course." He hasn't taken anyone hostage, but there are still people in the upper floors." Giving only a slight nod, Tatano marched straight up to the building. The plastic container of gasoline the suspect had used was on the ground out front. I've genuinely seen, I'm getting distracted, but I've genuinely seen people online saying Americans are stupid because they call it gas and it's a liquid, not knowing gas is short for gasoline. Like, bro, it's just called gas in America because it's short for gasoline, not because Americans think it's freaking gas, bruh. Nobody thinks it's gas. A gas. The plastic. Okay, yeah. Tatano picked it up and dumped the remaining contents over his head. I've seen multiple people be like, "Is education legal in America?" You know? Like, it's freaking liquid. Kano was at a loss for words. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. "I've covered myself in gasoline too," Tatano called out. The tension in the air ratcheted itself up several notches. "Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?" Kano heard the burglar shouting from inside. "If you're gonna do it, do it. We can die together." And he walked into the building. "What? What is he doing?" All Kano could do was watch things unfold. Tatano was talking to the burglar, but Kano couldn't make out the words. The crook was clutching a lighter, his hand trembling. His expression was like that of a frightened child. Tatano slowly approached him and took firm hold of his shaking hand. The onlookers erupted into cheer and applause. Tatano handed the now docile suspect over to the detectives. "You did it, bro!" "It was amazing." "You have to deal with guys like that as quickly as you can. You let a situation like this get even a little out of hand, you never know how things might go south." As the policemen evacuated the rest, my goat. Connor noticed that there were children and elderly people among them. If the perp had managed to set the place on fire, there's no way they would have escaped. But I mean, what if he'd actually set the place on fire? If someone's willing to risk their life, you're not going to convince them of anything unless you do the same. Kano still remembered the awe he felt. Kano hadn't become a police officer out of any real sense of duty. He just thought it would make Rumi happy if he became a detective like her. Bro! That shit... What? Besides, civil servants tend to stay afloat in times of recession. And his time playing rugby meant he was good in physical shape for the job. What? He became a police officer just to get the huzz? Because he thought it would get him the huzz, not even to get the huzz. He never really thought too much about protecting the citizenry of keeping the peace. What? What do you mean? That's your entire career. But now here he was in the presence of a detective who literally risked his life in the line of duty. A police officer never loses sight of what he's supposed to protect, ever. Yeah, true. Getting back to his feet, Tatano tugged off his gasoline coat and walked away. He had to write that shit down, bruh. And thus, the Dick Diary was born. Walk back in, Kano. No more flashbacks. Thinking back to the way Tatano had put his life on the line to rescue a bunch of strangers made Kano feel all the more raw about just tailing the syndicate members. Letting the crooks just wander around wasn't going to bring Maria Osawa to safety. I didn't read that last one. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect ever. Did he get distracted? He uttered the fundamental dictum out loud. Well, you've lost sight of it completely, a voice said on our... What? Kano spun around. Who is this bum? It was Shizuo. Rumi was with him. Oh shit, wait, that's, oh no. Sir, weren't you supposed to be waiting in the cafe for... There was some lowlife there, so we left. Rumi's dad looked plenty mean under ordinary circumstances. Right now, he looked like a man possessed. Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm still on duty at the moment. I'm going back home, Shizuo huffed. You're not marrying my daughter. He turned to... What's it matter, bro? He can still marry his daughter. No, please just wait. I'm done waiting. Now I'm going home. Please don't do this. Just hear me out. I've heard all I need to hear, Rumi. We're leaving. Dad, please. Goodbye. Seizing his daughter by the hand, Shizuo stormed off without another word. Shinya! She called over her shoulder. Rumi. Yeah, what the hell? Like, what is this guy's problem, bro? Sorry, I'm in the middle of a very important case. It probably is. She was gone. Rumi was gone. Kind of desperate. Like, this is the worst character, bro. Are we kidding? Like, sorry, I'm in the middle of a very important case. You didn't even make plans with me. You showed up unannounced. You didn't check if I was free. Kana desperately, and I wasn't. I desperately wanted to go after her, but he hesitated. I can't turn my back. I'm a detective. My work has to go first. Oh, Detective Tatano, what should I do? Tatano, Still the dictum echoed in his mind. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Never lose... Yeah, for real. Is he gonna lock in? 6 months later. That's a big time jump, bruh. 6 months later. Kano made his way through a small corner of a vast field in Nagano countryside. Slowly and leisurely, he tilled the soil. He surprised himself with his own newfound enthusiasm for organic farming, learning more from Shizuo day after day. His father-in-law had taught him the ways of farming, from the ground up. And while things had been rocky between them at first, their friendship was now going strong. Hey, it's the good ending! Pausing to wipe his brow, he smiled at the acreage around him. I don't know that word. He looked toward the tending the crops he'd sown until harvest came around. He gave up mid-freaking case. That shit's gotta be like, if he'd stayed on as detective, he might well never have known the joy he found in his new work. And this wasn't the only seed Kano had planted. Bro, are we kidding? Are we for real? By the time harvest season came around, the new life growing within his dear Rumi's belly would be ready to I know, they're ridiculous. To celebrate it with them. For real. Kano head. Okay, how do I avoid that, though? We got married! Alright, well, damn. Kano's cooked. Yeah, Rumi's pregnant. Bad ending, bro. Should we do more Minorikawa next? Freak it, we'll just do it next. Boom. For real. Minorikawa stood on the sideline, weighing his options. Chiaki's phone call had thrown him for a loop. He expected her to be anxious about doing interviews, but wow, she was real good. Yeah, this dude's Unk now, bro. He's got to be like 55 at this point. Not even Unk, he's Gramps. Still, they didn't change the fact he had a schedule. Oh wait, sorry, schedule of his own. The surveillance camera story had to be his top priority. Chiaki would just have to find some way to fumble through things on her end. Chiaki Danganronpa. He headed on down Dogenzaka, scanning his surroundings as he went. There were cameras set up on the streetlights all over the place. There were so many, it was hard to believe he'd never noticed them before. One over there, another just over here, electronic eyes peering down passerbys everywhere. Just how were the people who came to Shibuya reacting? Damn. Hey, you there! Rikawa called out to a man riding on a bicycle. You, stop! The man. This dude... Wait, 30 minutes earlier... Yeah, this is dude Achi just gave him a bunch of trash. Huh? What's the matter? Hi. The name is Rikawa. I'm a freelance writer. Oh, okay. I'm just doing interviews for a magazine, and I'd like to talk to you. A magazine? Which one? 4-Star General Gossip. Oh, well, I'm actually in a bit of a hurry here. Rikawa soldiered on. See that? He pointed at one of the passerby surveillance cameras. This blimp has shown up at the start of the game. I don't know if it has any relevancy. What? The man asked. Or is there just blimps? The blimp? That's a blimp. A type of aircraft. Okay, I know what a blimp is. Oh wait, okay. This particular blimp has been puttering about the skies above Shibuya since last night. The massive blimp was indeed drifting slowly. No, the camera. The camera watched them both in silence. Oh, that? Oh, what about it? What do you mean, what about it? Those cameras have been installed everywhere. They're taking in anything and everything. Shocked pallor came to the man's face. Oh, really? He muttered uneasily. I guess I should be careful next time I go picking stuff up. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing, just stuff. I'm stuff. Anyhow, I think there's some good things about the cameras too, the man said. Oh? Such as? Well, I mean, they must have helped catch some crooks, right? Yeah, I think you're right about that. Bro, what is that girl's fit? Does she have like some long jean shorts on? Freaking striped black and white socks? And pink, like, heels? That fit is crazy work. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Oh, I am? The man looked shocked to have his own statement confirmed. Are you hiding something from me? Huh? No, nothing in particular. The man shook his head. Nothing at all, really. I mean, yeah, the fit is horrendous. Well, whatever. In any case, even if the cameras are helping in arresting criminals, there are some places where people don't want to be watched. But, for instance, how would you like it if someone set up a security camera inside your home? What do you mean? I mean, if that sounds fire. Bro, I want to go to freaking Dinosaur Park in China, or China Dinosaurs Park. That shit sounds so fire. I mean, a burglar might try to get into your home. If you had a security camera, you could be alerted right away. Isn't that kind of extreme? No! You're the one making the extreme argument. Huh? The man stared bewildered. You're saying it's okay for folks to film people around as much as they like, but not to take a look inside people's houses? Yeah, I guess I am. You don't think too deeply about things, do you? The man huffed in indignation. I don't see the problem, he said. I mean, it's a normal enough opinion. Just want to bring down crime, but also protect privacy. Well, yeah, so if they're just going to set up cameras around town, I'm okay with that. Rikawa grinned. You're being naive. Way too naive. Naive about what? By now the man was getting worked up. Once you start letting people watch you, some of the time, you'll eventually let them do it more and more. That's how the world works. A simple change in camera angle is all it'll take to steal the last traces of your privacy. That's kind of funny coming from you. Doesn't 4-Star General Gossip get all its scuttlebutt by invading the privacy of others? Since when were you people concerned with personal privacy? Meaning what? You know damn well what I mean. Have you no shame? I've got nothing to be ashamed about. Some celebrity scandal breaks. I write it up in the form of a top-class socially conscious expose. He freaking does, bruh. Be me. 45 male. No privacy. And that's the Minori seal of quality. The man rolled his eyes. Please, as if anyone's ever heard of that. The freaking... Bro, they always got these crazy ass angles. Like, this is the second one in the last, like, 15 minutes. Your everyday freelance reporter would say something about how security firms have no right to use cameras. But not me, oh no. I'm the only guy who'd write a first-class piece on the subject. And you want to know why? The man's only response was a doubtful look. Honestly, kind of tough because privacy only exists for me to utterly demolish it. Kawa finished with a prideful grin. What is this guy on? That's nothing but journalistic arrogance. The man railed. Bro, what is going on? He's railing? Oh yeah? Yeah, I'd rather have surveillance cameras any day. For real. Like the freaking, the Elastic Man, the DC comic where you are no king. And but you're sitting on the throne. I don't know if that... I don't know if... You know what I'm talking about. But anyway. This time Minorikawa didn't have a handy retort. An awkward silence descended over the pair. Huh. Right, I see. Minorikawa muttered to himself as he busily scribbled in his notepad. The man was visibly taken aback. Thank you for your cooperation. You gave me some good stuff. He held up a hand to forestall an angry retort. I realize I probably got you a bit riled up. You have to forgive me. Huh? The man peered up at Minorikawa in disbelief. This is just my interview style. Sorry, I know it's a little unorthodox. But you're a weirdo, you know that? Yeah, I hear that a lot. So can I go now? Sure, I'll quote you as a passerby. As passerby A in my article. Sure, whatever. He quickly sped off on his bicycle. Minorikawa now had some special material for a surveillance camera piece. Dog, what? He wanted to organize what he managed to put together so far. He decided to head toward his next interview location, keeping an eye out for a cafe where he could stop to work on his copy. He used the map included in the project proposal to guide him. It was hard to read the words and make out the details, but it looked like no Kane building where the burning hammer demo was being held was just down center guide. There was no indication of which floor the event would be on, however. Oh, he's gotta be the one, bruh. That made him a little anxious, but he'd probably be able to find someone to point him in the right direction once he got to the building. He spotted a cafe up ahead. Coffee, please, he shouted as he strode inside. He slumped down in an open chair. Hopefully he'd be able to hole up in there until 1 o'clock, working on his article. If he couldn't have it done by then, finishing the whole issue by the end of the day would be a tall order. Right, I mean, he's got to write this, and that's going to take a bit. Is an hour of his story just going to be me in this cafe? He pulled a cigarette from his overcoat as he waited for his computer to boot up. Well, until 1 o'clock. Let's see what time it is now. 12, yeah, an hour. Having a smoke with Minorikawa's little trigger was a little more for going in writer's mode. The state of being in a mode. To write some text. As Minorikawa... Oh, in a mood. Oh. Alright, whatever. He stuck the cigarette in his mouth and lit it. With the first heavy draw of smoke, he felt his mind focus. The rough idea for his article came to his head nearly fully formed. All he needed to do now was get it all written down. Finally, his laptop finished booting up. Took you long enough, pal! His hands leapt to the keyboard like a predator. What? Bro, this is the freaking... This shit's tough. In a matter of moments he hit his stride. His fingers clipped away. One by one, lines of text filled the screen. What the hell is that? What is he smoking, bruh? It's so freaking true. Never heard of that brand in my life. A waitress stepped up beside him. Excuse me, sir. Minorikawa was in writing mode. Sir, I beg your pardon? Minorikawa was deaf to the waitress. Sir, excuse me. Quiet! Minorikawa snapped. He slammed the table. Don't interrupt me when I'm working. Not if you know what is good for you. The waitress didn't do it. Oh, it's good. Bro. Not gonna lie. Never mind. She leaned in aggressively, getting right in Minorikawa's face. Sir, I hate to bother you, but I have to ask you to refrain from smoking. You know, I call it blinked. Huh? This is a non-smoking establishment, sir. No smoking. The cigarette bobbed in his mouth as he spoke. The waitress pointed sharply to the sign on the wall. Damn, yeah, that's pretty blatant. The words no smoking were spelled out clear as day. We ask that patrons please not smoke so that other customers can fully enjoy their aroma around the cup. What is that culture like in the UK and whatever else? Like, are people allowed to smoke indoors? Because I've heard it happens a lot in Japan, but bro, smoking indoors in America would get your ass clobbered. Like, unless it's like your house. The waitress drew herself up, but like in a public indoor space. Oh, not allowed. A woman sitting at the table next made a face as she tried to fan the smoke away with her hands. Customers all around the shop were glaring at him. Yeah, no, I've heard from, I don't know, top 10 tips in Japan type videos, that, like, people just smoke indoors in Japan. But that, like, for a country that praises politeness, that sounds, like, really rude, right? You guys don't know the first thing about the aroma of coffee. Yeah, for someone on campus one time blew a vape into my face. It was freaking ridiculous. You're not supposed to smoke on campus either. There's like designated smoking spots. But yeah, whatever. Norco was scuffed. The scent of coffee only truly comes to life amidst the choking stench of tobacco. The waitress's only response was a jab to her finger. How many freaking finger points are we gonna go through? But this time she didn't point at the sign. She pointed at the door. Sir, if you're gonna smoke, please take it outside. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is on my mind. The song's kind of banging. Sometime later, sitting inside the cafe, Electric Minorikawa lit up his third cigarette. At last, a safe refuge. It had taken him quite some time to find a place that allowed smoking. Okay, yeah, it's, looks like it says it here, recent development, it's prohibited, now he's in a rush to make up for lost time. His fingers flew over the keyboard at lightning speed. The more he wrote, the harder he focused. At this rate, he'd have the story wrapped up in no time. Today, you hear me? A voice intruded suddenly on his awareness. One of the other customers was shouting. You're breaking up with that fellow today. Oh, that's him. Minorikawa's fingers drifted to a halt. He looked around to see where the voice had come from. An older man, red in the face, was shouting at the young woman who sat across from him. Please, Dad, the woman pleaded stop. Wait, what the woman pleaded? Stop. You're making a scene. Ah. Father and daughter, then. It was rare nowadays to see a father behave so imperiously towards his own daughter. Just how sheltered had he been trying to keep her? Minorikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest was piqued. I reckon he probably shouldn't take a look, just lock back in. He reminded himself that he needed to finish his article. Besides, if this young lady looked anything like her father, he'd just as soon pass. Dog, bro. Don't do my girl Rumi like that. Minorikawa went back to his typing. It took a few minutes to reestablish his writing groove, with the two still bickering across the room. But thankfully, he soon regained his focus. Is that? Problem solved? What's that? His hands went still as a strange noise intruded on his reverie. Whatever it was close by. What in the world is that sound? Should he just lock back in? Walk back in. Well, never mind. I need to focus on this article. Minorikawa tried to immerse himself in his writing again. Before long, he stopped worrying about the sound. Oh. Easy as that. Time passed. Eventually, the pace of his writing slowed down a bit, and Minorikawa glanced at his watch. Am I really like, yeah, 40 minutes straight? Well, I guess let's continue this on then. It was later than he thought. Pretty soon he was going to have to head over to get an interview from the diet drink people. He reached into his bag for the project proposal to double-check this demo location. Yeah, I guess it's... Minorikawa's got a short hour for this one. The proposal, it's gone. Crap, the heck did it go? Where the heck did... He checked all around the table, but he didn't see it anywhere. Maybe he'd left it at the other cafe. The non-smoking place? Well, he didn't have time to go back for it now. His phone rang. What now? Minorikawa snapped. A tiny squeak came through the receiver. It was followed by the sound of sniffling. I'm sorry, I just... Chiaki? Was she done with her interviews, maybe? It's no use. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try. Her voice broke up into further sobs. Look, I've got my own problems. You're just gonna have to find some way to manage. But I can't. Sorry, I'm hanging up now. And so he did. Damn! He had to hurry. He had to get to the demo venue. But he'd lost the map and forgotten the location. Think, man, he told himself. Where would they hold an event like this? Probably someplace big, right? And there ought to be a guide or someone out front, too. Yeah, freaking Chiaki's next. Gonna get the cockroach treatment. With these assumptions in mind, Minorikawa broke into a run, searching ahead as he went. He stopped when he caught sight of a particular multi-tenant office building. A whole stream of women were filing inside. All of them looked a little heavy, too. Pay dirt. This had to be a health food company's sales demo. He hurried into the building. The women were queued up down the hallway. This was definitely the place, then. More confident by the moment, Minorikawa made his... Okay, this sounds like bad ending music, bro. Finally, he reached the front of the line. There was a notice posted outside the doorway. Yeah, it is. Ahead, Minorikawa read it out loud. Auditions for the starting role in Sun TV's Sumo Queen 2. It was a sequel series to a recent TV drama featuring full-figured actresses. That's it! Stop! What the freaking... That one's tough. A new project proposal springing fully formed into his mind. He felt as if he'd been struck by a bolt of divine inspiration. Big bodies, bigger names. A new arena opens for aspiring plus-size actresses. Never mind the diet drink demo, this was going to be Minorikawa's big story. Minorikawa managed to meet the deadline. The show, however, wound up being a massive flop. Sales of that issue, a 4-star journal gossip, were likewise lackluster, with an unprecedented number of copies going unsold. Dog! Mr. Toyama's debts continued to spiral out of control, and before long, Heaven Publishing was known. How many times? Why am I the sole, like Minorikawa? Yeah, for real. Well, damn. Let's go back to Kano, though, now that... Gotta find out what his determination's all about. Okay. Shoot, it's bleeding pretty bad, he heard someone say. What the hell? He turned and saw 2 young men carrying another along. There was a towel wrapped tightly around the third's head. Hey, what happened? Shut your mouth. Kind of blanched. Again, the attitude. He's trying to help. Another voice cut in. It was Sasayama. Have you finished dealing with the girl by the station, then? What happened to your friend? Out of my way, man. I ain't afraid to kick your ass. Cut the crap and let me take a quick look. Sasayama unwrapped the towel from around the young man's head. Somebody's dead, bruh. Well, that's nasty. The young guy was a little more than a kid. His head was soaked red with blood. He appeared to be unconscious. No, we can't take him to the hospital. They should probably call juvenile affairs. Sasayama stopped him, then shoved the two youngsters his badge. Oh crap, you're a cop! Sasayama nodded. Who you kids with? The Bamfs? Shibuya's number 2 gang. SOS? Shibuya's number 1 gang! SOS? SOS, admitted one of the younger men after some hesitation. Who attacked you? Yo, it ain't like that. What was it like then? Infighting? The young man was silent. Sasayama must have been on the right on the mark. In the course of his police duties, Kano picked up a fair amount of street gossip. Lately, the scuttlebutt about the legendary SOS gang was that they were dealing with some internal strife. Well, what did freaking Achi start, bruh? Like, what is it? Look, don't worry about it. I get it. There's a hospital just down that way. Hurry up and get him there. The young man batted off Sasayama's offer and then quickly hauled his friend away. Sounds like SOS is on the verge of breaking up with all this infighting, huh? He kept his eyes on the young man as they headed off. Yeah, rest in peace. I think we're about to get to the, I'll save, but I think we're about to, bad ending list. I think we're about to get to, the best character. My goat. He's British. Actually, I think he's supposed to be American, but like the actor is British, because he never actually talks. But in the behind-the-scenes footage, which I did watch, he does have a British accent. But yeah, all right. See ya.